Welcome, Namaste. My name is Amanda, and this is an all levels Hatha class. And keeping that in mind because it is an all levels class, there will be different variations of each posture, starting out with the easiest version of that posture and then moving into the most challenging. Keeping your ego in check, making sure you're doing what's best for your body today. And if you move into a harder variation of the pose that doesn't feel good in your body, you're always welcome to go back to the previous variation or find something different that works well in your body, like child's pose or downward facing dog, whatever feels good for you. Also, if you ever feel any tingling, numbness, stinging, sharp sensations as you are going deep into the postures, that's a good sign that you have gone too far and you need to come back out so you do not hurt yourself. Great, so let's get started. We're all in comfortable sitting positions. You might have the legs crossed in front of you or sitting on the heels. You might be sitting on a cushion or a blanket to prop the hips up. And inhaling, reaching tall through the spine, crown of the head. Exhale, closing the eyes. Your eyes can be gently forward, rooting down through the sit bones. Hands might be palms face up on the knees. Index finger and thumb can come to touch. Or you might have the hands at heart center and Namaskar Mudra. And maybe you prefer one hand on the heart, one hand on the belly. There are many paths. You choose yours. Taking a few breaths to center yourself, turning inward, ask yourself, how am I feeling right now? What does my body need for my practice today? And setting an intention for your practice. That might sound something like, I am breathing. I am aware. I am calm. Hands can gather at heart center. Preparing for 3 Om. Exhaling together. Inhale. Namaste. The mantra for our practice today is breathing in, I smile. Breathing out, I release. And you can repeat that to yourself throughout practice, condensing it down just to 2 words, smile, release. And allow those 2 words to help you transcend through any struggles that you have, whether that's physical, mental, spiritual. You can release those and come back to smiling. Also means that we're not repressing or ignoring those things either. So just closing the eyes, repeating in your own mind, smile, release. Smile, release. Let's start by coming to lie on the back, bringing the knees into the belly and gently rocking from side to side. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, squeezing the knees, drawing the forehead up towards the knees. Engaging through the abdomen. Inhale, hold at the top. Exhale, keep engaging through the abdomen. One more inhale. And exhale, release the head back down to the mat. Bringing the hands out to the sides and making a T shape with the hands. And the feet come out to parallel the mat, hugging the navel to the spine. As you exhale, using the strength of your hands, you're pressing through the palms and engaging through the abdomen and the obliques. The knees will lower to the right. When you feel your shoulders start to come up off the mat, that's where you stop. Inhaling, coming back to center, and exhaling, lowering the knees to the left. Keeping both shoulders grounded. Inhale, center. Do this 3 more times on each side with the breath. And notice that the slower you go can even make this a stronger pose. And when you are complete, feet come back to center. Exhale. Soles of the feet come down to the mat, hip distance apart, knees are hip distance apart. Palms come face down next to the hips, preparing for half bridge pose. Exhale, hug the navel towards the spine. Inhale to relax the lower back, feeling the natural indentation as it lifts off the mat. Exhale, navel hugs to the spine. Inhale to release. One more round. Exhale, hugging the navel in. Inhale, release. Now rolling bridge. Exhale, navel hugs to spine. Inhale, hips lift up towards the sky as you engage through the glutes and back of the thighs. Exhale, rolling back down one vertebra at a time. Inhale, release. Exhale, navel hugs to spine. Inhale, lifting the hips up, pressing down through the palms. Exhale, rolling back down, one vertebra at a time. And you can continue with rolling bridges, or you might this time exhale, roll, hug the navel to the spine. Inhale, roll the hips up towards the sky and keep the hips lifted. Whatever works best for you. If you decide to keep the hips lifted, you might interlace the fingers behind the back, rolling from one shoulder to another, bringing the spine up off of the mat. If you're doing rolling bridges, this is your last round. And if your hips are staying up, releasing the hands out to the sides, exhale, rolling down one vertebra at a time. Inhale, hugging the knees into the belly, gently rocking from side to side. And feet come down, soles of the feet come down to the mat, bringing them wider than hip distance apart, the mat distance apart. And windshield wiper the feet from the knees from side to side. You might bring the hands out a little bit wider to help yourself balance. Gently massaging the lower back. Legs extend in front of you, flat on the mat. Hands come beside the hips for navel gazing pose, pressing down through the heels. Inhale. Head and chest lift up as you reach the hands forward. Looking at the navel, engaging through the abdomen. You can keep the heels pressing down into the mat, or for more of a challenge, you might float the feet up off the mat. And your next exhale, lowering the head and feet back down. Hugging the knees into the belly and gently rocking back and forth. Coming to sit up at the front of the mat. Find a comfortable, easy sitting position. I'm gonna fix this. And great. Inhale, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, gentle C curve to the right. Right hand comes down, left arm is lifted up. Rooting down through both sit bones. Some of you might be able to even bring the right forearm down to the mat. My sit bone lifts up, so I don't do that. Inhale, arms reach up to the sky. Exhale, C curve to the left. If you had the forearm down on the mat on the first side, you can do that now. Inhaling, coming back to center. Exhale, twisting to the right. Left hand comes to the outside of the right knee as you look behind you over your right shoulder. As you inhale, lifting tall through the spine and crown of the head. And with every exhale, finding a twist from the navel center. Inhale, arms reach up to the sky. Exhale, twist to the left. Right hand comes to the outside of the left knee as you look over your left shoulder. Inhaling, lifting tall through the spine. And exhaling, twisting from your navel center. Inhale, arms reach up. And exhale, hands come down to the sides. Finding boat pose. So the hands might come behind you as you float the feet up. Shins are parallel to the ground. For more support, you can keep the hands behind you. Or if you're feeling really strong and stable, you might take the backs of the knees as you lift the chest forward like you have a string pulling you up, opening through the front of the heart. Shoulder blades are rolled down the back. You have ease in the neck and shoulders, relaxing the jaw muscles. Some of you might even be able to float the arms forward or completely straighten the legs. My hip flexors are too tight to do that. So I just stay with the hands on the back of the knees. One more breath here. You got this. Exhale, releasing the feet down to the mat. Now bringing the hands behind you, coming into a reverse tabletop. Feet are hip distance apart. Fingertips can be towards the body or away from the body, whatever is most comfortable for you. And this is going to be similar to half bridge. We're going to inhale, lift the hips up towards the sky, engaging through the glutes and back of the thighs. You can look at the navel if you have a tender neck. Otherwise, you can allow the head to come backwards and hang completely weightless. Strengthening through the shoulders. If your head is tilted back, inhale, bringing the chin towards the chest. And exhale, lowering the hips down to the mat. Walking the hands forward, boat pose, second round. Inhale, feet float forward. You can keep the hands behind you for more support, or take whatever hand variation you had on the first side. Breathing in, I smile. Breathing out, I release. Releasing any negative thoughts your mind might be telling you, I can't, you can. 2 more breaths. Exhaling, releasing the feet down to the mat. Hands come behind you for second round of altar pose. Inhaling, lifting the hips up towards the sky, engaging through the glutes and back to the thighs. You can keep the knees bent, or if you'd like more of a challenge, you might experiment with extending one leg in front, coming onto the heel, extending the other leg in front, coming onto that heel, or maybe having both legs extended, finding a reverse plank. Rooting down through all the fingers, the index finger and thumb mound. And exhale, hips come down to the mat. Walking the hands forward, bending the knees, coming around to tabletop for cat-cow. You might like to have a blanket or a cushion under the knees, or you can fold the mat forward to double it over under the knees. These are under the hips, hands are under the shoulders, middle fingers parallel, inside of the elbows facing one another. Inhale, chin up, navel down, tailbone up, cow. Exhale, chin to chest, round the back, tailbone down, cat. Inhale, cow, chin up, navel down. Exhale, cat, chin to chest, round the back. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Continue with your own breath, flowing between cat and cow. And maybe you would like to invite some intuitive movement. That might look like circling out the rib cage. Or maybe you inhale into cow and exhale from cat back into child's pose. Back forward into cow. Maybe you circle the hips. Gently warming up the spine. If you're circling, go ahead and reverse your rotation. And inhale, coming back to center. Big toes together, knees out wide, sitting the hips back, child's pose. Arms can reach forward, or you might overlap the backs of the hands, creating a pillow for the forehead. Breathing in, I smile. Breathing out, I release. Finding the breath in the lower back. As you exhale, releasing any tension. Inhaling, coming forward into tabletop. And stepping the right foot back. Pressing back through the heel, stretching out the calf. If you'd like more of a challenge, you might float the left hand forward. And if you'd like the most challenge, you might float the right foot off of the mat. Hugging the navel towards the spine. If you're feeling really strong and stable, we can inhale, reaching the hand and foot away from each other, and then exhale, drawing the knee and elbow towards one another, rounding the back like cat. Inhale, neutral spine, arm and leg reach away from one another. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, reach. And exhale, round the back. Twice more with your own breath. Relaxing the jaw and chin muscles. And exhale, hand and knee come back down. Stepping the left foot back, pressing through the heel to stretch out the calf. You might inhale, reach the right arm forward. If that's too much, you can always place the hand back down on the mat. And maybe you float the left foot off of the mat, hugging the navel towards the spine, engaging through the abdomen. If you're feeling really strong and stable, exhale, knee to elbow, rounding the back. Inhale, neutral spine, hand and foot reach away from each other. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, reaching away. Twice more. And exhale, releasing the hand and knee back down to the mat. Big toes together, knees out wide, child's pose. Breathing in, I smile. Breathing out, I release. Inhale, coming forward into tabletop. And from tabletop, come down onto the forearms. Elbows are stacked underneath the shoulders. Hands interlaced with one another. Tucking the toes, lifting the hips up towards the sky. Dolphin pose. Feet walk towards the hands. You're pressing through the shoulders, activating and strengthening the shoulders, as well as activating through the core. You might pedal out the feet, stretching out the backs of the legs. Now walk the feet back, coming into a forearm plank. Hips drop, hugging the navel towards the spine. Pressing through the forearms. Exhale, knees come down. Pressing up through the hands, finding tabletop. Step the right foot back. Inhale, right arm lifts, side plank. Left hand, left knee, and right foot are all in one line. Engaging through the obliques. Inhale, right foot floats up off the mat. If that's too much and you lose your balance, you can always bring the foot back down. If you have your right foot lifted and you're feeling really strong and stable, you might bend the right knee, taking the foot behind the back into the hand, pressing the foot into the hand to stretch out the front of the right shoulder and the quads. And exhale, releasing the foot and hand back down to the front of the mat, coming into tabletop. Left foot steps back, inhale. Left arm comes up, first side plank, second side. Engaging through the core. Lifting through the left side ribs. If you're feeling really strong and stable, you might float the left foot up. And if you took the hand and foot behind the back on the first side, you can find that now. Exhale, releasing the hand and foot back down, coming into tabletop. And if you have your mat fold, then you can go ahead and unfold it to be long. We'll bring the hands towards the front of the mat, tucking the toes under, lifting the heels and hips, pressing through the palms, downward facing dog. You might pedal out the knees or bend alternate heels. Heels, you don't bend your heel, your ankle. You know what I mean. Allow the head to relax down. You might nod the head yes, nod the head no. Reach the hips up towards the sky. The sit bones are drawing up to lengthen through the backs of the legs. And inhale, lift the right foot up, three-legged dog. Hips are square to the front of the mat. You're engaging through the back of the right thigh and glutes. The right foot is flexed. Keeping the weight even in both hands. And exhale, bringing the knee towards the nose, coming forward into plank. Hovering the knee up off the mat. Inhale, leg lifts back into three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, three-legged dog. And exhale, right foot steps forward, low lunge. Hands can frame the front foot. You might have the left knee drop down for more stability and support. Activating through the thighs, you're scissoring the hips towards one another. Navel hugs towards the spine. If you like more of a challenge, you might float the hands back towards the hips, shining the heart forward. Relaxing the neck and jaw. As I breathe in, I smile. As I breathe out, I release. Inhale, hands come to the top of the knee, reaching up tall through the spine. Crown of the head reaches up towards the sky. Hands might stay to the top of the knee for more support. Or you might inhale, reach the arms up to the sky. Exhale, right hand to the hip as you gentle C curve to the right, opening through the left side ribs. Hips are square to the front of the mat, and you might feel this in the opening through and lengthening in the front of the left hip. Inhale, reaching the arms up to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center, twisting to the right, and you might hook the left elbow to the outside of the right knee, or you might open the arms up wide. Finding a twisted lunge. Your right thigh might be tired by now, and that's okay. Breathing in, I smile. Breathing out, I release. Inhale, arms reach up to the center. And exhale, hands come down to frame the front foot, reaching the hips back, half Hanuman or half split. Hands walk back, right foot is flexed, and the leg is long. You have a gentle micro bend in the knee, not locking the leg. Reaching the chest forward and up, and the tailbone is lifting up as well. So almost finding a cow spine. Hips are square to the front of the mat. Breathing in, I smile. Breathing out, I release. Inhale, walk the hands forward, low lunge. And exhale, stepping the right foot back, finding plank. You might have the knees up or knees down, whatever works best for you. If you have the knees up, you might like more of a challenge and dipping one knee on the inhale, dipping the opposite knee on the exhale. One more on each side. And then exhale, lower the knees, chest and chin as the elbows hug to the side ribs. Chaturanga. Belly comes down, pressing to the tops of the feet. Inhale, lifting the chest and chin up off the mat, pressing down through the palms, or you might bring the hands out wide, tensing the fingers like you're holding two cupcakes. And this is baby cobra. Exhale, releasing the forehead down to the mat. Inhale, lifting the chin and chest, pressing to the tops of the feet, engaging through the quads and glutes. Exhale, releasing the forehead down. One more round. Inhale, lifting up, engaging through the legs. And exhale, bringing the palms in front, creating a pillow with the back of the hands. Forehead comes down. Gently rock your hips from side to side. And your next exhale, pressing back into child's pose, knees out wide, big toes together. Breathing in, I smile. Breathing out, I release. Inhale, coming forward into tabletop. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left leg, three-legged dog. Weight is even in the hands. Hips are square to the front of the mat. Exhale, knee to nose, coming forward in plank. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, three-legged dog. Last round. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, three-legged dog. And exhale, step the left foot forward, low lunge. You might step the foot out to the side and then heel toe it towards the center. Right knee can stay lifted or it might come down on the mat. Scissoring the hips towards one another, engaging through both thighs. Hands can frame the front foot, or you might hug the navel to the spine, float the hands back towards the hips. Breathing in, I smile. Breathing out, I release. Inhale, hands come to the tops of the knee, reaching tall through the spine. Grounding down through the feet. You might keep the hands on the top of the knee, or you might inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, left hand to left hip, gentle C curve to the left. Squaring the hips towards the front of the mat, opening through the front of the right hip flexors. Inhale, reaching the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center, finding a twist to the left. That might be with the hands in prayer, or you might open the hands out wide. As you inhale, reaching tall through the spine, and as you exhale, finding a deeper twist. Inhale, arms reach up, spine comes up tall. And exhale, hands circle down to frame the front foot, walking the hands back, Ardha Hanumasan. Hanuman. I always mess up that word. Reaching the chest forward, tailbone is lifted. Breathing in, I smile. Breathing out, I release. Exhale, hands walk forward, framing the front foot, stepping back into plank. And again, knees can be down or up, whatever is your preference. If you like more challenge, you might this time float one heel up on the inhale, floating the opposite heel up on the exhale. Relaxing the jaw, relaxing the neck. One more on each side. And exhale, lower knees, chest, chin, elbows hug to the ribs, chaturanga. Coming down to the belly, inhale, reaching the chest and chin up, pressing down through the palms, cobra. And exhale, bringing the forehead down to the mat, creating a pillow for the forehead, gently rocking the hips from side to side. This time we'll inhale, reach the arms forward, chest and chin lift. And exhale, cactus the arms out to the sides. Inhale, reaching forward. And exhale, cactusing out to the sides. Inhale, forward. And exhale, cactus. Last round, inhale, forward. And exhale, forehead or one cheek come down to the mat. Bringing the hands next to the hips, palms facing down. You can have the chin or forehead on the mat. Inhale, lift the feet up off the mat, engaging through the glutes and backs to the thighs, pressing through the palms. Exhale, feet float down. Inhale, lifting the feet up. You might lift the chin and chest. Exhale, lowering back down to the mat. Inhale, lift. Maybe even the hands float up behind you, reaching towards the feet. Exhale, lower. Inhale, I smile. Exhaling, I release. Inhaling, I smile. Exhaling, I release. Last round. Inhaling, I smile. Exhaling, I release. Bringing the hands forward, creating a pillow for the head, either the forehead or opposite cheek can come down. Soles of the feet come up to the ceiling as you windshield wiper the feet from side to side. And when you're ready, bring the palms next to the shoulders, pressing up and back into child's pose. Knees out wide, big toes together. Smile, release. Smile, release. Inhale, coming forward into tabletop. Exhale, downward facing dog. Walking the feet towards the hands, find a forward fold at the front of your mat. Outside edges of the feet are parallel. Hands can take the shins, ankles, or feet. Or you might take alternate elbows and ragdoll. Allowing the head to hang without any effort of the neck. Our head weighs 10 to 12 pounds. And make this one of the opportunities for your neck to not have to do any work to support the head. Smile, release. Smile, release. Inhale, hands come to the tops of the knees, halfway lift, flat back. And exhale, hold here. Inhale, reaching the hands forward and up, bending the knees, Coming to lengthen the legs, gentle back bend. Exhale, hands to heart center, Tadasana. Eyes might close or gently looking forward for better balance. Taking a few breaths to turn inward. Check back in with yourself. How am I feeling right now? How does my heart feel? Gently blinking the eyes open. Stepping the right foot back about 1 foot distance, one leg distance apart. Coming to the long edge of your mat. The toes point towards the corner edges. We're going for goddess. Hands can come down to the hips. Exhale, bending the knees, sinking the hips down. Knees are pressing towards the pinky side edge of the toes, edge of the foot. And hands can stay on the hips, or you might inhale, reach the hands up to the sky. Exhale, cactus the arms out to the sides. Inhale, lift. Exhale, cactus. And we'll do 3 rounds of lion's breath, sticking the tongue and opening the eyes out wide on the exhale. Inhale, fierce lions. This is bolstering your courage and strength. One more round. I lied, 4 rounds. Last one. And exhale. Hands come down to the hips, lengthening through the legs. Feet come to parallel. Inhale, reaching tall through the spine. Exhale, hinging forward, wide-legged forward fold. When the body is released down to the mat, hands come underneath the shoulders. Or you might walk the hands between the legs behind you, finding a deeper fold forward. Walking the hands back under the shoulders, bending the right knee, walking the hands over to the right foot, finding a side lunge. If you don't feel anything, you might twist the left foot up towards the toes up towards the sky, and the left leg is straight, gentle micro bend. Finding a stretch in the back of the left leg. Some of you might even come into a deep bend, finding Skandasana. The hips reach all the way back. And inhaling, hands walk back to center. Exhale, fold forward. Taking a few moments to notice if you feel any differences from one side of the body to the other. Inhaling, torso reaches back up halfway. Exhaling, bending the left knee, hands come over to the left foot. As the left or the right foot legs extend and the foot rolls up, toes are up to the sky. Inhaling, walking the hands back to center. Both feet come flat on the mat. And exhale, forward fold one more time.
And asking yourself if you feel more even on one side of the body to the other. And if you don't, that's okay. Inhaling, halfway lift. Back is flat, parallel to the ground. Exhale, hands come to the hips, gently bending the knees. Inhale, reaching tall through the spine, coming up to stand. Goddess pose, second round. Toes point towards the corners of the mat. Exhale, bending the knees, lowering the hips. Goddess pose. Inhale, lift the right arm up. Gentle C curve to the left. Exhale, center, hands come back to the hips. Inhale, left arm reaches up. Gentle C curve to the right. Exhale, center. Twice more on each side. Inhale to curve. Exhale, center. Inhaling, I smile. Exhaling, I release. Last round. And inhale, star pose. Arms reach up as the legs lengthen. Stretching the arms and legs as far apart as you possibly can. And exhale, hands come down to the hips. Feet come parallel. Taking a deep breath in, lifting tall through the spine. Exhale, gently bending the knees, hinging forward, forward fold. You might be able to take the hands to each of the calves or ankles or feet. Bringing your awareness into the hips. Feeling what it's like to have them level or square to one another. Bring the left hand over to either the right calf, ankle, or shin, finding an opening through the left side of the body as you continue to keep the hips square to one another. Inhaling, coming back to center, one hand on either leg. And exhale, right hand over to the left leg, opening up through the right side of the body. Inhaling, coming back to center, hands are underneath the shoulders. Exhale, gently bending the knees, hands come to the hips. And inhale, coming back up to stand, heel toes of feet together. And step your way to the front of the mat. Finding a focal point or drishti, preparing for a balancing pose. If you need, you might like to come over to a wall to find more support, to placing one hand on the wall, or you can also practice this sitting in a chair as well. So finding your focal point, hands can come to the hips, or you might have the hands in prayer, Namaskar Mudra. Again, if you need balance, you know what to do. Bringing the weight into the right foot, bending both knees. The left ankle comes up to the top of the right knee. The left knee is out towards the side. And as you exhale, hinging from the hips, reaching the hips back as the chest comes forward, stretching out the side of the right glute and hip flexors. Some of you, this might be as far as you go. For some of you, you might reach the hands forward down to the ground, releasing the head and lengthening through the left leg. Some of you might have an arm balance where you bend the right knee and then come to balance on the forearms, bringing the left leg across both of the arms. Inhaling, coming back up to stand, floating the right knee up. And exhale. Sorry, the left knee up. Exhale, left foot comes down to the mat. Hands come down to the hips. Give your hips a little wiggle from side to side. Second side, weight comes into the left foot. Inhale, the right knee comes up. Right ankle on top of the knee. Hands can stay on the hips, or they might be in prayer. Keeping your focal point. Exhale, reaching the hips back as you hinge forward. Finding whichever variation you had on the first side. Inhale, coming back up to stand, floating the right knee up. And exhale, both feet come down to the mat, gently rocking the hips from side to side. If you're not already at the front of the mat, come to stand at the front. Inhale, arms reach up tall. Exhale, hinging forward, forward fold. You might halfway lift, interlacing the fingers behind the back, and then exhaling, allowing the shoulders to rinse out overhead. And exhale, hands come down beside you, bending the knees, coming forward to balance on the balls of the feet. Hands might stay beside you for balance. Lifting your chest forward, shining your heart. Or if you're feeling really stable, you might bring the hands in Namaskar Mudra up to heart center. And exhale, hands come forward, coming down onto the knees. And coming to sit. And then from here, we'll come to lie on the back. Hugging both the knees into the belly. Gently rock from side to side. Right knee stays in the belly as you extend the left leg down to the mat, wind relieving pose. Left hand stays on top of the knee, right arm extends out to the side, twisting the knee over to the left, finding a gentle supine twist. Both of the shoulders stay grounded on the mat. If you have a different variation of this twist you would like to take, you're welcome to go there. Gaze, it might be over your right shoulder, away from the knee. Smile, and release. Smile, release. Inhaling, hugging both of the knees into the belly. Exhale, drawing the forehead towards the knees. Inhale, hold. And exhale, head releases down to the mat. Right leg extends, left knee stays into the belly. When relieving pose, second side. Right hand stays on the knee, left arm extends out to the side. Exhale, twisting to the right. Inhaling, coming back to center. And if you have plow pose in your practice, you're welcome to go there. Otherwise, you might just place the hands on the backs of the legs, extending the legs up towards the sky for a gentle inversion. If you have a block or bolster, they can be really nice to slide the block under the sacrum. That's the place where the pelvis and the spine meet. And resting your hips down on the block or bolster, reaching the feet up towards the sky. Hands can be behind the legs for more support, or you might have the hands relaxed down to the sides. And if you're in plow pose, pressing through the palms, hands come out wide and gently rolling down one vertebra at a time. For those of you who have your legs up towards the sky, everyone can just bring the knees into the belly one more time, gently rocking from side to side. And finding any last symmetrical poses for your practice today. That might look like happy baby pose. Bringing the hands to the insides of the feet and gently rocking from side to side. I really enjoy bending one knee, lengthening the other, then bending the other knee, lengthening the other leg, and then lengthening both legs, coming into a wide-legged split on the back. You might also like to do one more round of rolling bridges. You can bring the soles of the feet together, down on the mat in front of you, knees open wide for Supta Konasana. Taking the next few moments to check back in with yourself. How am I feeling right now? And notice if that feels any different from how you felt at the beginning of class. And if that's okay too. And then we'll make our way to Shavasana, corpse pose, lengthening the legs onto the mat in front of you, hip distance apart, hands come beside the hips, relaxing the shoulders down on the mat. Or you might like to come over to a wall, bringing the legs up to the wall for a gentle inversion. Taking the last few minutes of your practice to keep your awareness inside of your body. Keep your awareness to the room, the space that you are occupying right now. If your mind starts to wander and you start thinking about the past or future, that's okay. That's very normal. And without judgment, bring your awareness back into the sensations of the body, the feelings of your breath, your heart beating, the clothes touching your skin, any noises around you. And any feelings that you might have. The sense of wonder. Breathing in, I smile. Breathing out, I release. Smile, release.
Bringing the awareness back into the room and your surroundings. Maybe wiggling the fingers and toes or nodding the head from side to side. Inhale, reach the right arm up overhead, bending the knees, coming to lie on the right side in a fetal position. Slowly, with helping hands, making your way back to a comfortable sitting position. Eyes can be closed or gently looking forward. You might have the hands face up, index finger and thumb touching, or maybe one hand on the heart, one hand on the belly. Taking a deep belly breath in, sigh it out through the mouth. Inhale, breathing in, out through the mouth. Coming back to your intention you set for your practice today. Honoring that intention, all the hard work you've just done. May you honor that throughout the rest of your day and the rest of your week to come. Offering gratitude to your body as it has supported you throughout your practice today and throughout your lifetime. Thank you, body, so much for everything you do. All of the things I don't even think of, you already take care of for me. Gathering hands at heart center in Namaskar Mudra, we'll close our practice with 1 Om and 3 Shantis. Inhaling to prepare. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste. Thank you so much for coming. I hope you enjoyed the practice today and have a great rest of your day. I'll see you next time. As always, let me know if you have any questions or concerns. Thank you. Bye.